Hello and welcome back to another episode of a brick builder review. This time we are going to look at a technique, not a technique, uh, branded Honda Goldwing. You can kind of see the livery there. It says Goldwing on the back, 1800 cc's, just like the real thing. This was a spectacular build, probably 5.5 to 6 hours total. The bags that it came in were an absolute mess. Um, there was nothing but a bag of little connectors of various different types, and those were used throughout the entire build. So you really, I would recommend separating stuff into different piles of what you find, because it's going to be difficult to hunt and peck through the thousand some odd pieces that are in this thing. This was actually a very technical build. There is some real gear work going on in here, and I'll show you that here in a second. Very nice detail. Gear shift that actually works. I'll show you that. The trunk opens, side saddlebags open, the steering works on it, right? That's all connected. Flipping it over here. Center stand doesn't actually hold anything up that well. So if you're going to keep it for a long time on its as a display, it does have a little display thing that comes with it. So I would not recommend keeping it on that center stand indefinitely. And that would just kind of fit in one of those open holes. Very, very cool build, by the way. So the rear wheel here, you can see there are two gears there, and there is a drive shaft that snakes through all of this into a set of gears here. So when you push, let's see here, you push down, you're in one gear, up one is neutral, and back again is the third gear. They are geared differently, so depending on how your as you move your rear wheel, as you would be driving, the pistons, I know I keep turning this thing everywhere, these pistons, am I in gear? There we go. The pistons move on both sides. It is a true 6-cylinder display machine, which is really, really neat. So you had to build a gearbox. You had to build the shifter that shifted the gearbox, through the crankshaft, into the drive shaft, and it is all really connected. I thought that was really awesome engineering there. The most difficult piece of the build was the headlights. There is some magic going on inside here where you had to do some weird clipping, and these are held at an angle. And after a couple times, it took me a few minutes to get it, but I eventually got it to click into place, and it holds solid. It was difficult, but it does work. Jankiness, as far as jankiness is on this. So the exhaust here, right? So you do have 3 exhausts, one for each piston, 3 on each side. Is probably this exhaust pipe. There's this little bit of flexible stuff here that goes into the solid pieces. And what you'll notice is that happens where this curved piece goes into a couple straight ones, and it just doesn't like how it is sitting most of the time. which is not a big thing. Again, I think it'll be fine overall. Oh, it does have a real suspension, as you can see. All right, those are all spring loaded inside there. The rear wheel can only be so tight on those pieces, so it's got a little bit of slack on there, but nothing's fallen off, nothing's popped off. Everything has stayed tight enough to turn the drive shaft and everything. So that's been pretty neat. Anything else about this? It's built after the latest generation Goldwings. So it's got the little Turner selector widget thing up here, and yep, those decals. Very neat little decals. A little navigation, music, all that stuff. So that's pretty cool. Speaker grills and all that kind of jazz, like on the real bike. Yeah. Anyway, that's about it for this. I really liked building it. Did take a long time. Very technical build. Very detailed. Well worth the $51 or whatever it is. Again, there'll be a link in the description. Sometimes you'll find it for 60 or 70, but if you wait long enough, you'll find it for 50 or less. For that much money, it is a heck of a kit. So I would highly recommend it. Thank you. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.